Hey up everybody, welcome back to the I'll Do Cycling YouTube channel, where today we're going to be doing a bit of a rest day catch up to see how my VELOGAME's team is doing. So this is the team which I went with. I can't remember if this is the team which I made a video about like a couple of weeks ago, but anyway, this is the team that I decided to go with. I'm very happy with this team so far. We are just outside the top 100 at the first rest day now, which is probably one of my better Grand Tour performances so far. Hopefully it maintains like this throughout the whole race, and I'm happy with the team performance. We've got Pogačar in here, who's the first rider to crack 1,000 points in this race. And it's the first Tour de France which I've put Pogačar on my team, and I'm definitely happy that I have done this because he is just an animal when it comes to collecting points. Yates, of course, was a surprise winner for me on stage 1, so I'm very happy about that. That also added to my Gregario list as well, as did Jai Hindley, who won on stage 5 to Laurent, I think it was. So very happy with the 2 additional Gregarios in there. Ciccone finished second on that 5th stage. Pidcock's doing a GC fight, which is kind of weird as well. That now means that I have Pogačar, Hindley, Yates and Pidcock all inside the top 10 in GC. So I'm very happy about that. Philipsen, of course, is the dominant sprinter in the race. Really happy to have him in the team as well. 25% of people pick Philipsen. I'm actually kind of surprised it's not higher than that. So if you picked him, then you'll be very happy. And Christophe, Morkov and Peters haven't been really hitting the mark. Christophe has only cracked the top 10 twice, I think. And there were some better options than him. But overall, I'm happy with the team, top 100. But we're striving for greatness. We're striving for kind of the best. And there are some improvements which could have been made to the team in hindsight. Ciccone, we could have gone with Simon Yates instead for the same price. And when you consider that, when you look at the rider list, when you compare the points which they got, so we've got Simon Yates has got more points than Ciccone by about 200 or so. I also could have gone with Carlos Rodriguez as well, who's inside the top 10 in GC2. So there were a couple of options that I couldn't have gone with instead. Similarly with Christophe, arguably the better choice would have been Coquard in retrospect. However, maybe I didn't give Coquard the respect which he sort of deserved, because he is the 3rd highest scoring sprinter in this race, only selected by 1.7% of people, whereas Christophe is about halfway in the sprinter category, but I really thought he would have been doing better. I am hoping that he will be getting better throughout the race, as he is a very experienced Grand Tour rider. I'm expecting big things on the Champs-Élysées, for example, from him. He's a sprinter who gets through the race. But for example, like Mazzata's got more points and he pretty much just finished 4th on like one stage. Whereas, I do think that Christophe should have been doing a bit better considering how he was looking at Baloise. But yes, perhaps I should have considered Brian Coquard a bit more, because that would have given me 300 extra points, which would put me somewhere actually near the top 10 in this race. So that's a little bit disappointing, especially considering there might be some sprints which Christophe might not compete in, which Coquard might, because they might be a little bit more attritional. So I'll certainly be ruining that. But or Christophe might win a sprint, and then I'll be like, I saw it coming all along. It was all fine. And then the 4-point riders, of course, Peters and Morkov. I mean, in terms of the selected, they are the 2 highest selected people. I'm not sure that's because of what I said on my video, but yeah, they haven't really scored too many points. Although overall, the 4-point riders haven't got too many points. Of course, Niels Eekhoff got that 5th place, I think, 5th or 6th place on stage 8, the one which Pedersen won. So of course he's a good one that you could have gone with. And then Vergelagen arguably is the safest choice of them all. Perhaps I should have considered going with him, but we went all in. We're going all in for the best possible result, and I was thinking assist points. I'm not going to cut the mustard here. We are going all in with Morkov and Peters. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I was thinking that perhaps Jakobsen crashing might have swayed it to maybe allow Morkov to go for the sprints, or maybe Jakobsen was going to DNF or something like that, but we'll wait and see. Peters, I'm still waiting to see. Ben O'Connor looks to be out of GC, so I think the team will be fairly free to go into the breakaways quite a lot. So hopefully Peters can get in the break in the next coming week, which does look more suited towards the breakaways. Stage 10, stage 12 look like breakaway days. Stage 13 could be, because it's going to be Bastille Day, so maybe French riders getting the break there. Stage 15 as well possibly could be a breakaway day. So I'm still hopeful that Peters can get into a breakaway and do some stuff, especially with Ciccone as well. I do think that Ciccone is, although he's got 300 points, he's not really providing what I was really wanting in this team. I would have thought that he would have been up there at Puy de Dom, for example, but he's still on 300 points, so that's not too bad. But I could have gone with Simon Yates, in which case I would have had Pogacar, Hindley, both Yateses and Pidcock. So I would have had 5 riders inside the top 10 in GC, which would have been really juicy. But we'll have to settle with 4th for the meantime. But that's about it for my team on the first rest day. We're just outside the top 100, so we'll have to wait and see what happens when I make the second one of these videos at the second rest day, and then how it turns out at the very end of the race. But put in the comments down below, what kind of regrets are you experiencing now? What riders do you wish you should have gone with? What kind of things are going good? What kind of things are going bad? And all there's left to say is to stay safe out there, and I'll see you at the second rest day. Salut!